what it is. You know, I don't think the youth understand the meaning of a federal life sentence. I don't think they understand what type of life that is. And the chances of coming home are so slim. And the thing is, the gangster life that you're living, it doesn't end when you get locked up. When they get sentenced and they end up at them USPs, it doesn't stop. You still gotta be gangster. And in the feds, you get caught with a knife, they give you more time. They give you additional years. So now you got life plus 7 for a knife. You stab somebody, life plus 15 for the stabbing. They die. Now you're at 80X. Now you're in a cell with no window. You read your mail on a screen. The shower comes to your door. No human contact. Like, it gets bad. And I don't think people look at it like that. I think in this day and age, people look at it like a fucking sports team. You got the fans of Vaughn. You got the fans of Duck. People are talking about the score, and we're talking about dead people. How many have been killed on this side? How many have been killed on that side? It's a game to a lot of people. This right here, this case, is the end of the chapter in what is drill. The feud between two of Chicago's biggest rappers is over. Dirk and Vaughn, and they're both gone. 2 major losses on both sides, and a huge loss for the culture itself.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine being a 24-year-old being told that the rest of my life is going to be in a jail cell with men and knives and rapes and violence and, you know, gangs and so forth. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. And when they say mandatory life, what exactly does mandatory life mean? That means that you have to do your life sentence, or is there still some wiggle room to get out early?
Mandatory life means you have to die. You gotta die. You might not, federally, they might not even let you off the fucking property. You might get buried in a federal graveyard. Because that's how they do it in some states. You got state graveyards.
Wait. They will bury you in the prison.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah. They have prison graveyards where they don't have names on the slabs or nothing. You just get buried.
So your family can't even visit your gravesite?
Not as far as, bro, a lot of people, you gotta understand, you get a federal life sentence, what family is visiting you? Does every one of them have kids? Some of them might not even have kids. Their bloodline just ended with that life sentence.
Yeah.
There's nothing for you. I personally met people in prison whose whole goal was to get a CO pregnant or a nurse pregnant because they understood when they die, their bloodline ends. And they just wanted to feel that they would continue on this earth. They don't know what comes after. They just wanted to leave something behind. And that's something that they struggled with while inside of prison. There's kids in prison that ended up catching a body at 15, 16, and they're virgins. They've never had sex, and they go to prison. And they got 20, 25 years, 30 years. When you got...
Yeah. I'd like to welcome everybody to my podcast. Yo, I'll be your gracious host, Jupiter 9. And man, let's talk about that, man. We got to talk about that clip, the guy explaining. I don't know who that is, man. I've seen him around on YouTube, you know what I mean? I think he has a popular channel. But, man, he was kicking some real stuff in that clip, man. And it's sad that so many young people throw their life away for nonsense. A lot of people throw their life away over words. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are dead because of, their lady cheating on them or their girlfriend doing something to set somebody up, but mainly I want to talk about, the youth and how this youth today acts. There's no guidance with the youth today. The role models that they have today are very few in between. Entertainers are not role models, man, especially these entertainers today. I mean, the rap music today, it's talking about popping pills and perks, you know what I'm saying, and doing illegal stuff, and these are the things that young kids look up to today, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids throw their life away, by joining gangs and doing illegal activities, you know what I'm saying? And being young and dumb, you know what I mean? Being young and dumb and thinking that life's a game. A lot of people out here think life is a game and, don't understand the consequences of your actions, especially when you're young. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're young, you think life is a joke, play around a lot, and you don't take a lot of things seriously when you're young. But when you get older and wiser, you understand that in a blink of an eye, everything can change. In a blink of an eye, you can go from being a free woman or man to doing life in jail for something that you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? In a blink of an eye, everything can change. And a lot of these kids today, they're hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? There's no discipline, like no serious discipline with children today anymore. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on that. I grew up on, community take care of the village. You know what I'm saying? You did something wrong, then you getting butt whippings from everybody, from uncles to guys in the neighborhood, next door neighbors, the elderly, like everybody's whooping your butt before Mom Dukes get to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it was for me. You know what I mean? Different time, different vibe. It was more of a close knit type of thing, which don't really exist anymore in the communities anymore. So people today, the way they raise their children, from what I can see, it's more of parents want to be their children's friend instead of their parent and their discipliner. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like nobody wants to discipline their children anymore, or they do it for a short period of time and then they give up on it. You know what I'm saying? Children need discipline, man. Children need discipline, structure. You know what I'm saying? And of course, love too as well. But I believe, and this is just my opinion, that even though I don't have children, but I understand the concept, you know what I'm saying, of being a parent. I understand, growing up with a single parent mother most of the time, you know what I'm saying? I understand what it takes for, the mother to raise respectable adults that are going to grow up in society and do something. It takes your children at the end of the day to fear you. It might sound crazy, but your children should fear you. You know what I'm saying? You should be putting fear in your children. And then I'm not giving no advice or anything like that. I'm just giving my opinion, how I grew up. I was feared of Mom Dukes, man. You know what I'm saying? She was crazy and she didn't take no mess. And if I were to disrespect her any kind of way, I would no longer be living. You know what I'm saying? From that old school discipline, you know what I mean? Where parents would tell you, like, if you ever talk crazy to me, I birthed you in this world, I can take you out, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And most of us children from like the late 70s, 80s, early 90s, you know what I mean, that grew up in those eras, we feared our parents because our parents implemented discipline, and not only our parents, but the community, also implemented discipline as well when we messed up, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had free reins to get a butt whooping, you know what I mean? Nobody was exempt from getting put hands and feet on back in the day, man. You know what I mean? If you're doing something you weren't supposed to be doing, you were getting hands and feet put on you, no matter how young you were, and it didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, these kids play with their life. You know, they waste a lot of time. That's why I always try to stress to people, stop wasting time. Like I said, they think life is a game. You know, they feel like they're gonna stay young forever, and that's not the case either. Everybody's gonna age and get older. But this is the thing too with a lot of people. People get stuck in an immature mindset, and that's how a lot of people continuously end up going back and forth to jail. You know, continuously having issues in their life, having this immature mindset and not growing up. You know, a lot of people are still stuck in that high school mentality. You know what I'm saying? A lot of adult men are stuck in that high school mentality. And it's sad to see, not only with the youth, you know, who have issues as like anybody else, sometimes worse. It's tough and hard to see like some of the elders who don't grow up. You know what I'm saying? Some of the elders are acting like kids. You know what I'm saying? Who's supposed to be the ones guiding the youth. And that's where the issues are with the youth today, because a lot of the elders, I put a lot of the blame on the elders too. It's not just all on the youth who's out here wilding out and doing crazy. It's the elders as well. You know what I'm saying? Doing things that they shouldn't be doing, acting immature, you know, dressing immature. And I see a lot of older guys, you know, my age bracket and older, still sagging their pants, and you know what I mean? Just, you know, acting immature, not growing up. And that's the issue too as well. That's the issue too as well. The elders in the community have an immature mindset as well, man. But the youth, you guys have to stop what you're doing and realize that you can be so much more greater. You guys can be so much more greater than, you know, joining a gang, doing something illegal. They got to stop following these entertainers, these rappers. You know what I'm saying? They following this junk, this rap, this music. It's all junk. You know what I'm saying? It has no substance. It has no meaning to it. And, you know, big corporation did a really good job of weaving out the true hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Weaving out the true hip hop. And what I mean by true hip hop is weaving out hip hop who had a message behind it. Weaving out the hip hop in the early ages of hip hop in the 80s, you know, that taught history and then taught knowledge of self, and, you know, was shooting all this intellectual like rhymes and lyrics. A lot of that's been taken out for a reason. And gradually over time, by them doing that, the product you have today is a reflection of years and years of slowly removing the knowledge out of the music. You know what I'm saying? We went from, you know, Who You Calling the Bee by Queen Latifah to the stripper music we have today. I don't even listen to 90% of this stuff on the music that's on the radio. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a old school 80s, early 90s hip hop. I listen to a lot of underground, you know. I really can't get with none of this new stuff. Every once in a while I might, you know, play something, but most of my time, most of the music on my phone is golden era hip hop. You know what I'm saying? 80s, 90s, you know, stuff. You know, because it's a lot of that stuff that I didn't listen to. What I did listen to, but I forgot about. You know what I'm saying? But the youth got to wake up and realize, man, that like going to prison. It's not a game to go to prison, man. Prison is not a game, man. I was in the county for 2 weeks, man. You know what I'm saying? Locked up in the county for 2 weeks, and I tell you, man, that was an experience, man. You know what I'm saying? That was an experience, and I said to myself, once I get out of here, man, I am never going back. You know what I'm saying? It was just doing any time behind bars, man. It really puts a stain on your memory. Like, no matter if the county or prison or any type of time behind a cell where your freedom is taken away from you and you gotta, ask to, take a shower. You gotta ask another grown man if you can take a shower. You know what I'm saying? Your privacy you have no privacy. It's a horrible way to live, and I just don't understand for the life of me. A lot of brothers and sisters going in and out of jail, and they want to go back. I gotta really say that, a lot of people are institutionalized, because there's no way in the world I want to go back to that. No way in the world I want to go back to a cell and be locked up again. At the time when I was in the county, let's not get it twisted. The county is different from prison, but still, any time behind any prison, any bars or anything like that, it's mentally engraved in your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? You will never forget it. I'll never forget it. I had, at the time I was homeless and I was struggling to get back on my feet at the time. And, ended up in jail, man, for the simple fact of the police in Buffalo, be on some BS. And I was frustrated with not only being homeless, but with them for harassing me downtown. So I decided I wanted to throw rocks at them. Hey, things happen in life. You get frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Should I have done it? No. But I ended up going and sitting in the county for like 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. I think it was more like 10 days or something like that, almost 2 weeks. Longest 10 days of my life. Food was horrible. It smelled. It's rats in there. It's dirty. The mattresses are uncomfortable. It's just a horrible experience, man. COs will be on BS, calling you all racial slurs and stuff like that. Like stuff like that, man. And like I said, I don't understand why people want to go in jail. The youth really need to get back to learning. Wanting to learn things, wanting to get knowledge, wanting to educate themselves. And then I'm not just talking about college, man. When I say educate yourself, I mean, like, you've got to get back to reading books. Like, nobody reads anymore. You know what I'm saying? People got plenty of time to pick up a book, read it, get some knowledge, learn your history. Like, there's so much stuff you can be learning right now. You know what I'm saying? And, that's where the community comes in, where the community is supposed to be that disciplinary. You know what I'm saying? Not only was your moms or your pops, or if both is in the household where the disciplinary, but the community was the disciplinary as well. And that's where I think the issue is with the youth today. There's no village holding down and making sure the youth stay in line. There's nobody outside of, the parent or the parents that's disciplining them. And with these young parents today, a lot of parents today will get bent out of, a community trying to discipline their children and see it as a form of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So that could be it too, why a lot of people don't, do what they did in the past. See, a lot of things you did in the past, you might not be able to get away with now, because it's a different time. And so I can kind of understand why, people don't step up and discipline other people's children, because that can possibly get you in trouble today. But that's what's missing, man. That's what's missing with the way the youth acts and why they, run to entertainers for guidance is because there's no guidance outside of entertainment. So they go to, rappers and all these other entertainers, you know what I'm saying? The youth got to understand that getting life in prison is not a game, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Getting 40 and 50 years is not a game, man. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that go on in prison that you do not want to see, young people out there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people getting molested in prison. There's a lot of people that forcibly have to join gangs because of protection. You know what I mean? There's a lot of youth going into prison amongst adult grown men who've been in prison and been in that system because it's a different world in prison. Like, prison is not like the outside world. There's a whole different thing of rules and regulations that people have to follow when they go to prison. Like I said, I've never been in prison, but I watch a lot of those reality prison shows and like how things go down. And plus also friends of mine, I know a couple of my friends who did time in prison and stuff like that. So they used to tell me things when they came home from prison, like all the wild stuff they seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, prison's not a game, man. Like, young men are getting turned out in prison, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of young men are getting gang molested, man, in prison, man. So you don't want that life, man. You don't want that life. It's dirty in prison. The food is horrible in prison. They do all types of things to the food in prison. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people been in prison so long, they're institutionalized, so they mentally, crazy from being institutionalized so long, man. And the prison system here is just like, it's not there to rehabilitate you so you can do something positive in society. It's not really like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's not really like that. They throw you in a cage and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You really can't get to leave the cage, and you in a small little cage with another inmate, and you know what I mean? You got to share a bathroom. You know what I'm saying? All types of wild stuff. Then you got people on the low in prison, and it's a wild place, man. I would never want to go to prison, man. Like, straight up and down. Like, I would never want to go to prison, do prison time. Like, for what? I don't want to be in a cage. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's all a setup. It's all a setup to get people in prison, man. Like, America is nothing more but a prison plantation in a way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's all a setup to get people in prison, from watching these rap videos and all this crap about violence and all this stuff. It's all a setup to get you to get excited about breaking the law, then you end up in jail, know what I'm saying? And then you doing 50, 60 years for something that you could have been doing something else with your life with that 50 and 60 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell, going to college. I'm not a big advocate for college, but, you could be doing something positive with your life rather than doing something stupid, you know what I'm saying? But that's real. You've got to understand life is not a game. People got to understand life is not a game, and you got to stop wasting time, yo. You got to stop wasting time with your life. You got to stop following these rappers and entertainers, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff rappers be kicking and all that, man, they're not living this life no more. They're not living this life no more. Even Fat Joe said 90% of his raps are fake. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can't be falling for the okie doke with these rappers. They all lying. You know what I'm saying? These cats not selling any drugs anymore, not doing none of this stuff no more. They're on the beach somewhere in Miami or, you know what I'm saying, in a mansion somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, guys. So the youth, man, my message to the youth, man, is just stay out of trouble. Hit the books, you know what I mean? Hell, go to college if you want to. Pick up a trade if you want to. Do something positive with your life. You know what I'm saying? Stop following this music and these entertainers, this drill music and all this mess. It's all BS, yo. None of these rappers doing that for real, man. Like Fat Joe say, 90% of his raps are not real. And then Meek Mills also said too that these record companies pay them more to talk more ignorant, man. It's all to get you in prison, guys. So cut it out. Cut it out. They're all part of it. The rappers, they all part of it. They all down with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're making more money off it, talking ignorant and crazy. So yeah, man, you stay out of trouble, man. Get your knowledge game up. Hit the books. Get you a trade. Go to college, man. Start a business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Focus your energy on something else. Focus your energy elsewhere, man. And that's pretty much I got to say about this podcast episode, man. But that's my take, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Yo, if you got YouTube, please catch me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? And my podcast is Jupiter 9 Podcast Show on YouTube. But that's my take. I am your gracious host, Jupiter 9. And I just want to say peace and love to everybody. Take care. 1.